Good morning, folks. Good morning, Wednesday morning. Good Wednesday morning. I am your host, BKP. Sorry about that noise. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. How are you today? Beautiful March 3rd. Now, the security is heightened security, right? Around the Capitol for March 4th. Because they believe there will be a strike on the Capitol, an attack on the Capitol, because QAnon supporters believe March 4th will be the real inauguration day. And Donald Trump will swoop in and take over. So I'm just saying, you can read the articles for yourself. You can read them for yourself. March 4th. So, how are you today? I'm doing great. Now, yesterday we're gonna talk a little bit because we're getting to crunch time on election bills. Georgia House Bill 531 and Senate Bill 241. It's crunch time in Atlanta. We're going to talk about that today. We want to put a lot of stress on this story. We want to stress this story because the implications are national. And, you have Stacey Abrams and MSNBC and CNN and ABC restricting, the word is restricting, suppressing Jim Crow laws, disenfranchised voters, voters of color. It's a racist bill to stop voting suppression, said it twice. The poor. When they want an identification or some kind of documents, Stacey Abrams says proof of identification, the documents are too costly to some of the poor people to come up with. Disenfranchised. I want to play you the ridiculous reasons why. The ridiculous reasons why Stacey Abrams and others are calling these bills Jim Crow law. So anyhow, yesterday, and I want to go with this immediately, talk about this immediately, and we'll get it out of the way. It won't take too much time, all right? But how many of you have seen this video? I just want to put it up here because it's out on the Hill, number 7. I don't have time. I don't want to be negative because some people think, sometimes when you say something, you're attacking someone else that may host the show. I don't know a whole lot about Alex Jones. I've watched a couple things he's done. I don't keep up. I'm busy. But I know there's a lot of people that support Alex Jones. But there's a video that leaked yesterday. Alex Jones seen on leaked video saying he's sick of Donald Trump, or even, what is that guy's name? Roger Stone? Anyhow, I like this one. We're going to get to some things. I like this one, number 6. Okay. Now, South Carolina Senate has added firing squad as an alternative execution method. Remember when they wanted to take Mike Pence out before the firing squad? I just saying, I had to bring this up. South Carolina Senate adds firing squad as alternative execution method. All right. I had to go there. But yesterday, and we're going to talk about this. Number 1, this is from the Huffington will use Rush. Huffington Post. Is that what Rush used to say? Number one. Georgia GOPers move to rein in voting rights. No, they're not reining in voting rights. Just trying to make sure you don't. Ballot harvesting is against the law and should be against the law. Okay? And most Georgians do not agree with no excuse absentee ballots. Most Georgians do not agree with all of the drop boxes. When told the truth, you have to understand when you get these polling numbers, okay? Let's just say this, when told the truth, most Americans don't believe that these laws are okay. See, SB241 would stop something that happened like Brad Raffensperger entering that deal back in March, really illegally, that the Supreme Court would not hear the case. But that being said, reining in, we'll talk about that. But yesterday I asked you, we went through this, and I asked you yesterday, what is the real reason Cuomo's on the takedown in New York? And we'll look at this a little later in the program, but what is the real reason? See, Democrats, they destroy, they don't go after each other. When they eat their own, they destroy them. They finish them off. There's a reason. And I said yesterday, when the Black Widow spider, Hillary Clinton, comes out and makes a comment, okay, that's scary, the Black Widow spider. So why the Mario takedown? Not Mario, Andrew. I call him Smooches, okay, because he wanted to smooch up with the girls, right? But why the Andrew Cuomo takedown, all right? And we went through the scenario yesterday and some of the reasons why I think could be out there. Why, as soon as, if you pay attention, which you pay attention, I say that like that, as you pay attention, which you do, to what's going on, immediately after the nursing home scandal, we'll call it a scandal, right, broke, and thank you, Janice Dean of Fox News, because she really did not let this go. But after that broke, and it looked as though Andrew was going to have to deal with it. The Department of Justice is involved. It looked like, I mean, he could face criminal charges, could he? I mean, heck, that's what they go to all the way with Trump. It doesn't matter what happens. They always go the distance to where he could face criminal charges. So we'll just do that too with Andrew. But when that broke and it became a story, now to you it's been a story for quite some time. To you out there, if you have a loved one that died in a nursing home, it's been a story for a while, okay? Because the one thing, there's a bill in Georgia right now that even in a pandemic would make it illegal for you not to be able to visit your loved ones, okay? And I don't have the bill number, but I like the bill. And I think his name's Ed Setzler. Is that his name? The House member that wrote the bill. But it would make it illegal. Remember this, okay? While we're on the subject, and we'll go with it, because I am one that's affected. My sisters are affected. My brother's affected. All of my family, my mom especially, all of us were affected because we had no choice but to accept what a doctor told us about our dad. Let's be candid, okay? Now, I'm not on here today to say my dad got bad care in the hospital. We don't know that, okay? I spent many of phone calls with family members, with a doctor at the same time, listening to updates when COVID, back in March, I think it was March, when COVID broke, and the doctors were trying to explain to us what our dad was going through, okay? So let me just put it like this. For those of you out there that your loved ones have died last year in a nursing home or a hospital by themselves, we rely totally and completely on a doctor or a caregiver in a nursing home or a senior living facility to give us the information. Think about that. Totally on our family. We were not able to, at any time, in nursing homes, senior care facilities, hospitals, at any time were we able to actually see for ourselves what was going on. See how our family members were being cared for. See the condition they were really in. We were not able to do that. And I'm not going after these facilities. But what I am saying are these criminals right here, number 2, okay? When Andrew's story broke, they had to get him out. They had to change the subject, get him out of the way, go after him for something else. Because if they go to distance and it becomes top story and it gets blown up, you have 4 other governors, especially in blue states, that are, to me, murderers. And this story is on target. It's part of it. Now, there's several things that concern me of why the Andrew Cuomo takedown. Now, one of you wrote me yesterday, and I liked it. One of you, excuse my, is it spring yet? My springtime cold. One of you wrote yesterday, I think the deep state, Obama, doesn't think they can get Cuomo to do their bidding, or they don't want him to compete with the communist Harris in 2024, so they need to get rid of him. Now, he has gained such popularity, not with you and I, Andrew, but nationally they set him up, okay, as this great governor that handled the pandemic. Remember, Donald Trump should have taken maybe lessons from him. That maybe the deep state said, hey, you know what? He thinks he's in line. We have Kamala Harris ready to go. He needs to go. So I don't know. But media's me tooing of Andrew Cuomo is really about protecting 4 Democrat governors. That's the story, okay? Gretchen Whitmer, all right? Murphy, that's Murphy in New Jersey, Whitmer in Michigan. What's that jackass's name in the top corner? The recall out in, why is it? And the Wolf, the guy in the beard and glasses, Tom Wolf in Pennsylvania, all right? And Tom Wolf in Pennsylvania, and if the story keeps metastasizing, isn't that what Christopher Wray said yesterday about domestic terrorism? It metastasizes. If the story keeps going here with Tom Wolf, it may even bring in number 51 right here at a time when Joe Biden's trying to get this freak approved. I'm sorry if you don't like that. Tough. To me, this is crazy as hell. I call it a freak. That's my thing. Sorry. Well, I'm not apologizing. Just make sure. It's a real arrogant kind of sorry if you don't like it. But this right here was the health secretary or whatever in Pennsylvania that was took her mother, damn it, what the hell? Took his mother, this is a man who thinks he's a woman, took his mother out of the nursing home while shoving others with COVID in the nursing home, locking the door behind them like a gas chamber. Yeah, I said it. Yes, I said it. Like a gas chamber. They killed seniors in nursing homes. You could not get in to see. You could not talk to your loved ones. And they knew what they were doing. This could have an effect on actually getting this person approved maybe for assistant HHS. I don't know. But number two, if this continues to go like it is, if they would not have shut it down and went after him with the Me Too, it actually, the nursing home could turn into a bigger story here. And they're protecting all of these Democrat governors that actually murdered senior citizens in nursing homes with you, loved ones, only able to get information from the caregiver in the nursing home. So that being said, look, we'll take a break. I want to set up. When we come back, we've got to talk about Georgia and the legislation and the voting. But I wanted to say this first and foremost. Somebody sent me this cartoon yesterday. I had to get this up. I really like this cartoon. Give me number 53. Okay, I'm from the government. I'm here to help. You like that one? And then always remember, not okay, 52, not okay, and 51, okay. Man thinks he's a woman, wants to tell if your 3-year-old says they're confused, wants to let your 3-year-old make a gender change. Yeah, I'm not lying. That's okay with Democrats. Okay, mutilating our children's genitalia, and that's okay. And this right here, number 52. Number 52. Not okay. Racial undertones. Think about it. Folks, when we come back, I want to talk about, give me number 34. All right. Look at the words. Voting restrictions bill. Restrictions. No, it's not. Passes Georgia House over strong opposition. All right. And the hero, give me number 11. We'll show this really quick and then come back, take our break. Georgia House passes voting restrictions bill. Yes, they're loving it on MSNBC. They're going nuts over it. Take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Thank you for sending me that text. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, the nursing home murderers that participated in accelerating the death of loved ones in this country and getting away with it. So I'm your host, BKP. Thank you for watching BKP Politics. on fyntv.com. Now, this segment can be upsetting to you because I'm going to ask you to watch Stacey Abrams, and you don't like that. But she is out there pushing. They're pushing for HB1. What is that? To federalize elections. Nancy Pelosi has her out there carrying the water on all the networks. But the House bill HB531 and SB241 in Georgia, they're really going after those right now. They're a nervous wreck because it will change things. These two bills don't go far enough. I don't want to be in such a way. I don't want to be in such a way that I'm not going after the bills, but they don't go far enough. Let's be clear on that. And thank you for helping me power through this morning. Number 40, open for business. I just announced Texas is 100% open everything, capital letters. Also ending the statewide mask mandate. Also with Mississippi. They are freaking out this morning. Joe Biden and the deep state have to continue to administer the control for the money, the 1.9 trillion that should not pass. Not another dollar. Okay, let me say this. If you are a conservative this morning, you should understand not another dollar should pass in any bill form that goes to under the guise of COVID-19 relief, period. Not another dollar. Not another red cent for enhanced unemployment. Not another cent. Not another red cent for a check in your mailbox from the government, your own money back to you. Not a dollar. I don't care how unpopular that sounds, but it's best. Don't tell me you're a conservative. Republicans are saying we need to pass something, just not this bill. No, we don't. We don't need to pass anything. Here's what we need to do. Open up the country. Open up the country, okay? And then let's truly see if Joe Biden's administration, his policies are going to be positive for the economy or negative for the economy. Because the economy can keep growing in a positive direction, and listen to what I'm saying, growing, if you keep printing government money, you have an illusion that we're growing out of this. But we're not. The only way to find out if Biden's policies will work, moving to alternative energy sources, all the things that they wish to do, let's see if they work without the infusion of cash that we do not have. That creates an illusion that the economy is doing well. You cannot, there's no way of getting around economic growth, and listen how that sounds, if you continue to push this much money into the economy. It looks and appears like you're doing okay. This is the only way. 100% open. 100% Texas, okay? Moving right along here. This weekend, and I think there's a surprise waiting here. In Georgia, I think there's a surprise. There's a bill that I think you should keep an eye on today. Give me number 54. I'm asking you, if you're out there, to keep an eye on House Bill HB 86. It's the sports betting, the internet sports betting bill in Georgia. Okay? I just want to tell you, keep an eye on HB 86 in Georgia, the sports betting bill. Now, the NBA and LeBron James in Atlanta is the NBA All-Star game, right? The NBA All-Star game this weekend in Atlanta, which you've been told do not attend. So the NBA, LeBron James, group team to fight voter suppression during All-Star weekend. LeBron James is going to lead a voter suppression rally in Atlanta this weekend. Yes. Right in Fulton County. Right there at the arena. What's the name of that arena down there in Fulton County where we found the boxes? Remember the boxes coming out from under the table? Yes, that's where LeBron James, the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks are supporting LeBron James and their voter suppression rally this weekend. All right. Now, Stacey Abrams over here at the Huffington Post, number 1, right? You got number 1 there when you get a chance. Number 1. Stacey Abrams is over there in the Huffington Post. Georgia GOPers move to rein in voting rights in Fulton County. And Stacey Abrams slams GOP voting restrictions as new Jim Crow era laws. I want to play this video. Come back to me. And Emily, when you come back to me, save the time there of where it's at. And I want you to listen to some of the ridiculous comments that this woman makes in trying to take down these 2 bills in Georgia, the reasons why she claims it's bad legislation. Let's play the tape. Come back to me when I tell you to, and hold the time.
Georgia, your state, they passed this bill where they tried to get rid of souls to the polls Sunday. They now left one Sunday in. You've got, in addition to doing that, you've got Arizona. They've got a bill to literally let the legislature throw out election results and put in their own slate of of electors. You've got, of course, Ron DeSantis, who's one of the kings of voter suppression. He wants to limit drop boxes, require registration for mail-in ballots. This is one of the states that is the best at doing mail-in voting. He wants to kill that and gut it. You just go on and on and on. What do you make of it's so obvious to me, Stacey, that they saw, except for Georgia, they saw Arizona and Georgia flip. And their response to that was to say, well, we can't let that happen again. And I say that to you, particularly given the praise that your state's Republican state elections officials got after they just refused to outright commit crimes to let Donald Trump have the victory.
Well, let's be clear. We were successful in Georgia in extraordinary ways. We were successful in Arizona, but we also mitigated voter suppression in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania, across the country, where in the wake of not only the Voting Rights Act evisceration, but also in the wake of the Obama election in 2008, we saw a bevy of attempts to restrict access to the right to vote. Georgia got more attention because it was the most egregious, and it was actually committed in broad daylight by the Secretary of State, now the governor of Georgia. And in Arizona and Florida, we have seen it again and again. But what we know is happening is that the Republican Party, and it's not the entire party, I don't believe yet, but they have to stand up and declare they are not part of this anti-democratic force. We know that business leaders have to stand up and call a spade and say that this is wrong. When you can win elections not by having the best ideas, but by stealing the right to vote, then you do not deserve to win and you don't deserve to participate. And so what we need is a call to action that not only stops these bills in local and the state legislatures, but we've got to also fight hard to make certain that H.R. 1 and S.R. 1 and H.R. 4 become the law of the land in the United States.
All right. HR1, SR1 become the law of the land in the United States. All right? That's what we have to fight for. Business leaders need to stand up. What she's talking about is the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, the Georgia Chamber of Commerce. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back. And that's State Farm Arena. Thank you for your help out there. State Farm Arena this weekend that held. State Farm Arena will be the home this weekend. It's the home of the Atlanta Hawks, but it will host the NBA All-Star Game, which we're glad the State Farm Arena hosted a voting precinct, and the Hawks donated employees to help for free, right? That's where we saw the boxes come out from under the table that they say nothing happened there, nothing to see on the video. But LeBron James is coming to town, okay? LeBron James is coming to town, and he is going to lead a protest down there at State Farm Arena. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to continue with much more of what we have happening here on the two bills in Georgia, and also the Supreme Court, the Voting Rights Act legislation, the Voting Rights Act case from Arizona, in the Supreme Court right now. We're going to talk about that, how it ties together. Take a break.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. We are focusing so much on HB, Georgia House, 2 bills in Georgia, HB531 and SB241. And we are asking you everywhere, I am asking you everywhere in America, no matter where you're at, to call Georgia lawmakers and say, don't get discouraged. Okay? Do not get discouraged. Stay strong. Pass these bills. I don't care. Fair fight. Now we're going to get ready. Emily, I sent you 2 videos. One is a CNN video at the top of the article, and the other one's an MSNBC, another Stacey Abrams at the top of the article. I don't know if you have to get those past commercial. I am going to call for the CNN video first. But I want to show you something. Give me number 10. Okay, this is why we're focusing on this, because it's now, folks. We need you everywhere in America to tell Georgia lawmakers to stay strong. And I'm going to give you something that's it's disappointing. That's the best I can say. Disappointing, because it involves Republicans. Give me number 10. Georgia House passes GOP bill rolling back voter access. Now, this is the week. They are down there at the Capitol. I understand. You watched Christopher Wray yesterday saying that domestic terrorism didn't just start January 6th. And you know, as soon as Merrick Garland is over at the Department of Justice, and the Department of Justice, the DOJ, the 3-letter agencies, the DOJ can partner up with Christopher Wray. They're coming after domestic terrorists. I got it. I'm with you. Christopher Wray said it didn't start January 6th. It's been metastasizing, okay? We know that. But the issue at hand, that's why when you go to the news, including Fox and all of them, when they're sensationalizing something here, you got to go for what is important now, what's under the layers. And this week, especially in Georgia, because crossover day, don't have time to explain that, is Monday. These bills have to finish committees. They can't get sent back to committees and watered down. They actually need stuff added to them. So this is the fight today, nationwide, Georgia. Georgia House, number 11. Georgia House, you see that right there. This is all the talk this morning, okay? Georgia House. Yes, we do know there was a rocket launch, a ballistic missiles hit Iraq. We're going to talk about that in a minute, okay? Georgia, I've got a couple more here where Georgia's concerned, and we will get back to this. Number 31, okay, Supreme Court debates if Arizona voting restrictions violates the Voting Rights Act. We're going to put the two together today, okay. Number 32, Republicans admit the real reason for election reforms. They help Republicans win. This is talking about the bill, the Arizona bill at the Supreme Court right now. And this one right here, before we go into our video, this is the one that's very disappointing. Number 34. Number 34, voting restriction bill passes Georgia House over strong opposition. Now, here's where I'm going to explain what strong opposition is. Fair fight, Stacey Abrams? Yes. NAACP? Yes. Okay? Yes. Stacey Abrams and the gang? Yes. But our sources here at BKP Politics tell us, and I can look at the camera and tell you, I feel very good about what I'm about to tell you in the House, under the Capitol, the Gold Dome in Georgia, as we call it. Governor Brian Kemp and Lieutenant Governor Geoff Duncan, which presides over the Senate, Governor Brian Kemp, which is putting pressure on the House. They are both putting pressure on House members 531 and Senate members 241, SB 241, to water them down. Yes, my sources say that Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, is concerned that if HB 531 and SB 241 come out and pass under their current form right now, he will be forced to sign them. And he doesn't want to. I can tell you he doesn't want to sign these in their current form, because what that will do, it will say, remember Stacey Abrams said, okay, that Georgia officials they tried to push them to do something illegal, like Brian Kemp, Raffensperger, push them to do something illegal in the last election. If Kemp signs these bills as is, it will make him look very bad, because the last 3 months, what does that say about the last 3 months? That he said, hey, we had fair, open, honest elections. So my sources say that Brian Kemp, the governor, is pushing, okay, to get these watered down. So today, this week, okay, there's no time like now. Call your friends anywhere in the United States of America and say, stay strong. Don't let the pressure get you. Pass HB 531 and SB 241 in the current form. Encourage them, because they are getting attacked. You see this in the media. Now, let me show you. This has to do with Texas, or not Texas, Arizona. They're using black voters. They always use black voters when necessary. Okay? So let's go with the CNN. I just sent you that one. Let's go with that video for a minute, and then we'll come back, because we're breaking all these down today, and we're going to get into the Supreme Court in Arizona. Go to that one right there.
The Supreme Court hearing arguments today that could weaken voting rights in Arizona, major push nationwide to make it harder for people to vote. What does this mean particularly for black voters?
Well, I think tragically, we have not had this historical opposition to our individual rights since before slavery, during the Jim Crow days, and of course the harshness of the 1960s. The tragedy of this is that an entire party, the Republican Party now, is committed to voter suppression, committed to avoiding the opportunity for votes. Donald Trump laid out the plan at the CPAC by saying he only wants 1 day for voting. They don't want to have opportunities for absentee ballots. They don't want to have the opportunity for extended voting, same-day registration, all of the things that empower young people and, yes, people of color and African Americans. This is a war on black people as it relates to voting. And unfortunately, it seems that the Supreme Court is now going to...
War on black people. War on black people. You hear the language they use. War on black people. You know what? We did not see this kind of color before Barack Hussein Obama. I have been, people have said things to me about some of my comments sounding racial. Folks, we did not see, I did not set up the skin color chart. I did not. I'm not responsible for the skin color chart. Okay? Black voters, war on black voters. Do you realize part of the war on black voters, okay? Part of war on black voters We're asking for you to have an identification card. Identification card. That's it. And that is something. Now, I want to play the other one because this has, it ties together the voter suppression. Let's play the Stacey Abrams one from MSNBC. Let's go back to that one. Do you have to reload that, or can you not get it to play? Can you tell me do you have to reload it, or can you get it to play? Sometimes when they go into the system, the way those videos are set up, they will not play. So we're going to see here, is Emily going to be able to put it back in and play that one? Because I really, really would love to run that so you can hear what she is saying there. Are we going to be able to run that one? Let me find out here. So anyhow, are you trying to get it to play? Just wait just a second before I change directions here.
Let's dig right into this. Shelby v. Holder, the decision that John Roberts and crew used to gut the Voting Rights Act came as a result of, after it was, gutted, almost immediately thereafter, I think the very next day, states started passing all of these restrictions on voting and making it harder and harder to vote. You then ran an election that was in that full Voting Rights Act era. In your view, what are the current slate of laws, including in your home state of Georgia? How much worse can this get?
Joy, thank you for having me here. We know that the current slate of laws that are being prescribed across this country actually take us to what looks like post-Reconstruction Jim Crow era laws. And that's not hyperbolic. Essentially, what these laws would do is limit access to registration, access to casting a ballot, and access to vote, having that ballot counted, essentially pushing people, millions of people across the country, mainly black and brown people, out of the voting process. Saying that you can ban automatic voter registration means for millions of Americans, they will no longer be allowed to vote, to register, unless someone comes to find them. If you increase the photo ID requirements, there are millions of Americans who simply cannot meet those requirements because the underlying paperwork that they have to have either doesn't exist, is too expensive, or is too complicated to access. We know that again and again, these laws are designed for one specific purpose, and that is to discourage or prevent people from voting. And we know it's not just happening in the 9 states and 55 jurisdictions that were once covered by Section 5. It's happening across the country. And therefore, we are watching a nationwide sweep of voter suppression that is not only abysmal, it is counter to who we say we are as Americans. And in the wake of January 6th and that insurrection, our clinging to democracy should be forthright, and we should be demanding that we have equal access to democracy instead of cowering and letting anti-democratic forces steal the right to vote away from millions of Americans.
Yeah, I think of places like Texas where they just had this huge storm, and God knows how many people had flood damage, and maybe their papers have been washed away. And if you're throwing in voter ID, you're making it harder. Georgia, your state, they passed this bill where they tried to get rid of souls to the polls Sunday. They now left one Sunday in. You've got, in addition to doing that, you've got Arizona. They've got a bill to literally let the legislature throw out election results and put in their own slate of of electors. You've got, of course, Ron DeSantis, who's one of the kings of voter suppression. He wants to limit drop boxes, require registration for mail-in ballots. This is one of the states that is the best at doing mail-in voting. He wants to kill that and gut it. You just go on and on and on. What do you make of it's so obvious to me, Stacey, that they saw, except for Georgia, they saw Arizona and Georgia flip. And their response to that was to say, well, we can't let that happen again. And I say that to you, particularly given the praise that your state's Republican elections officials got after they just refused to outright commit crimes to let Donald Trump have the victory.
Well, let's be clear. We were successful in Georgia in extraordinary ways. We were successful in Arizona, but we also mitigated voter suppression in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania, across the country, where in the wake of not only the Voting Rights Act, evisceration, but also in the wake of the Obama election in 2008, we saw a bevy of attempts to restrict access to the right to vote. Georgia got more attention because it was the most egregious, and it was actually committed in broad daylight by the Secretary of State, now the governor of Georgia. And in Arizona and Florida, we have seen it again and again. But what we know is happening is that the Republican Party, and it's not the entire party, I don't believe yet, but they have to stand up and declare they are.
All right, can you hold that there? I know that video. Thank you, first of all, Emily, for getting that in. Thank you for getting that in. Hold that there. Did you hear the ridiculous reasons? Do you understand why I'm saying this? If you're out there this morning and you're saying we have to do some things, we have to put some things in place now, okay, to secure elections for the future, you know, you've got to realize this is the battle this week. They're out there fighting it. Did you hear that? They're not ending voter registration, okay? They're not ending that in Georgia. Let me just tell you, there's so much to go through on the bills, but we have the motor voter registration, right? And if you go and you get a driver's license, or you go to change the address on your license, now you're not even asked the question about registering to vote. You automatically you opt in, okay? You're in. You have to know what they're doing. They don't say to you, there's not a place you check off in your application when you change your address on your driver's license in Georgia or get a new one and register. When they say, oh, we just registered 70,000 new voters, that's kids. Every time you see young people come out and they've got a driver's license, they hold it up. Little do they know they just registered to vote, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. But now the bill that's in there would say you have to opt in. You have to decide to do it. Here now, currently, you have to opt out, meaning they never say anything at the DMV. They don't say, well, you're registering to vote. Well, we're going to change your registration for you. No, they just do it. And you have to know to opt out. Well, now they have to tell you what they're doing, and you have to opt in and make the decision yourself. Did you hear the ridiculous reason on registration? People can't register. They won't be able to register unless you go find them. Did you hear that? Listen to me very close, meaning we'll have to go find them is the way to register. Let me tell you something. If your ass is too sorry to find out where to register to vote or how to register to vote, okay, let me tell you, it's almost everywhere in the United States. People 80 years old are carrying these around. Yes, there's some that do not carry smartphones. I heard that the other day. I get it. But if you are at a point where you don't know how to go register to vote or call somebody to register to vote, or have a niece or a nephew or a grandchild or whatever, or your son or daughter and you're elderly and you want to register to vote, sorry. We would have to go find them to register them. Wow. ID, paperwork, may be non-existent. The cost, they don't have the money to get their paperwork together for ID. Do you hear the ridiculous reasons that they say it disenfranchised suppression? 43 states. Let's take a break. I'm going to come back. Now listen to this right here. Look at this right here, because here's what they're talking about. Okay? And we'll break this down, all right? In 56. This is the Arizona. It's the Voting Rights Act of the Voting Rights Act. Whenever you can get me 56, we'll talk about that when we come up. This is the case that's in the U.S. Supreme Court from Arizona. Okay. Primarily, let's say the South. So the United States Supreme Court struck down. Are you trying to size 56 to get it in there for me? Sometimes I send these. Please tell me I didn't. I didn't forget to send it. You didn't send me 56. Okay, we're going to take a break and I'm going to come back. Make sure she gets all the pictures because I'm going to explain. The U.S. Supreme Court struck down the core of the Voting Rights Act in 2013, which required Arizona and other states with the history of disenfranchisement to get approval for proposed voting laws from the U.S. Department of Justice. Okay. Yes, we were under the thumb, primarily the South. Anytime we wanted to change voting laws, we had to get permission from the Department of Justice. The U.S. Supreme Court struck that down in 2013. We'll talk about that when we return. I'll send these over to you, Emily, right away.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Welcome to BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. So, look, the battle is now, and the reason, and I want to say, I know I'm jumping around, and sometimes I don't present things as clear because I'm putting too many things together. But what we're talking about this morning is you have the Supreme Court. So let me try to clear this up, make sure I'm accurate. We have the Supreme Court of the United States that would not hear any cases concerning voting irregularities. By the way, let me just say this. Give me number 19. Neera Tanden's nomination has been pulled. Number 19 has been pulled. And number 18, the Senate parliamentarian, said that infrastructure projects like the boondoggle there for Transit Rail Capital project out there for Silicon Valley, $1.425 billion, and the Seaway International Bridge in New York didn't look to be COVID relief related, so those were pulled. Okay, so we're talking about Arizona right now, and I want to stay focused on that for just a minute. Double check my messages here. Okay, got it. So Arizona has a case between the Supreme Court and give me number 32. Arizona Central, that's the website. Republicans admit the real reason for election reforms. They help Republicans win. And then you give me number 29. There. In the Supreme Court, GOP attorney defends voting restrictions by saying they help Republicans win. So let's break down the Arizona case. So yesterday, number 30, Amy Coney Barrett, Michael Carvin, the attorney for the Arizona Secretary of State, because it puts us at a competitive disadvantage, Democrats. Okay? I'm sorry, Michael Carvin, listen. Because it puts us at a competitive disadvantage relative to Democrats. Politics is a zero-sum game, and every extra vote they get through unlawful interpretation of Section 2 hurts us. It's the difference between winning an election 50-49 and losing. So yesterday, they're trying to make their case with the number 31, and here is the article. You can Arizona's in the spotlight. U.S. Supreme Court hears arguments, election laws, Voting Rights Act case. Okay. The votes of Arizonans and the future of the Voting Rights Act, that's Section 2, okay, the Voting Rights Act, hang in the balance of the U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday, heard arguments about whether two Arizona election laws violate prohibitions or discriminates prohibitations on discrimination. The case also pits the state's attorney general, who argues the measure are merely responsible anti-fraud policies, against the Secretary of State, who argues both policies are discriminatory. Okay? And what this is one of the laws disqualifies, this is in Arizona, ballots of voters cast them. One of the laws disqualifies ballots if voters cast them in the wrong precinct, and the other prohibits anyone but a family member, household member, or caregiver from turning in another person's ballot. Okay? Turning in another person's ballot. Now, this has, and I just want to go to the two clips that I took out of here. This has national implications, all right? Number 55, and this is what's important, and this is what I've probably been going at for weeks right now, and it sums it up. If it's going to enact such measures to prevent fraud, the state should be able to point to evidence a real danger of fraud, she said, the attorney. But there is no evidence of ballot collection leading to any case of fraud in Arizona. So what they're arguing, and this is my concern, and this is what I've said before, what they're arguing is saying, shouldn't the state of Arizona have cases of fraud, okay, to uphold this? Where are their fraud cases? Shouldn't they have cases of fraud? And Neil Gorsuch says, does Arizona have to wait for fraud to occur in Arizona? I mean, do you have to wait? Do you have to wait for the fraud before you make a law? He signaled along with the others in the 9-member court's conservative majority, that they may be inclined to let the state's law stand. Okay? The lawyer for the state Republican Party argued that striking down Arizona's laws would stop states from initiating all manners of election policy. So, what's very important to watch with the Supreme Court is exactly what I have been talking about for quite some time. It's going to come this summer. If the Supreme Court strikes down, okay, Arizona's law, and what they're talking about is you can't, let's see if I have that clip. A lawyer for the Republican Party argued that if you strike down the law, it would stop states from instituting all manners of election policies. And we've said that before. That's a concern I have. Now, here is something I want you to look at, number 56. See, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the core of the Voting Rights Act in 2013. Before 2013, predominantly states like the South, okay, but predominantly it required Arizona and other states with a history of disenfranchisement to get approval for proposed voting laws from the U.S. Department of Justice. So before 2013, when they struck this part out of the Voting Rights Act, okay, a state that wanted to change voting laws, much like the South, would have to get permission from the Department of Justice. Absolutely. And you know what that means. And the Supreme Court said in 2013, no, you don't have to go get permission from the Department of Justice. This case have profound implications, okay, for Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which remains in place and prohibits any election rule that denies or abridges a citizen's right to vote on account of race or color. The section requires that in the totality of circumstances, elections are equally open to participate. Now, that being said, what they're saying is Arizona, Soto Sotomayor said yesterday, Arizona has such rural counties. If you vote out of your precinct, it's not counted. The law says it's not counted. But what they're trying to say is the rural counties are so far from town that you can live on the county line and you have to drive so far to your precinct to vote. It may be easier to cross the county line and vote in the next county. Or you may drop your ballot in another county because that town is closer to the mailbox in your town. So there's multiple reasons that they argue why they should be able to vote out of precinct, or they live so far away they can't get a family member to come get their ballot to take it. That being said, we will wait this summer for this case to come, to get an answer from the Supreme Court. But I'm going to ask you right now one more time, okay? It's very important this week that you call Georgia State House, go online, and you call lawmakers, and you say HB531 and SB241. And I will tell you this, go through the House chamber, find the Republicans, don't call the Democrats, find the Republicans in the House of Representatives in the state of Georgia, and say HB 531, please stand strong and pass it. Go to the Senate side, look for the Republicans, call each and every one of their offices, and say SB 241, please stand strong and pass it. This is, I don't care where you're at this morning. I know sometimes you say, well, he just talks about Georgia. I'm telling you right now, no matter where you're at in the United States of America, you have people like Stacey Abrams fighting every day to change your laws. Now, what I want to do is I just want to finish that clip just to give you a quick encouragement of why you need to be calling, because the other side is fighting. Do you have where we ended the time on that one? If you do, I know that was a tough video. If you do, can we play the rest of that one where we left off?
Believe yet, but they have to stand up and declare they are not part of this anti-democratic force. We know that business leaders have to stand up and call a spade and say that this is wrong. When you can win elections not by having the best ideas, but by stealing the right to vote, then you do not deserve to win and you don't deserve to participate. And so what we need is a call to action that not only stops these bills in local and the state legislatures, but we've got to also fight hard to make certain that HR1 and SR1 and HR4 become the law of the land in the United States.
Do you believe that Democrats should get rid of the filibuster in order to pass HR1? I mean, to pass SR1? I believe absolutely SR1 should be subject to at least a carve out. The fundamental right to democracy is the ability to vote. And if there is nothing else that we would be willing to require a simple majority to protect, it should be the right to vote. This is not an exception that is without precedent. We've already seen them eliminate the filibuster for judicial appointments. We've seen them do the same thing for budget reconciliation. This is about our democracy, and we know how fragile it is because we watched it happen less than 2 months ago. In addition to our time, in addition to all in the fight for democracy, I wrote a book called Our Time Is Now, where I lay out how egregious and how seductive voter suppression is. And we cannot allow ourselves to be seduced by the big lie, or worse, seduced by this notion that because this insurrection in January didn't work, that we're out of the woods. We're not out of the woods until we create a foundation for democracy, and that is HR1.
We're not out of the woods. Stealing the right to vote. Stealing the right to vote. Get rid of the filibuster. That's exactly right. That's what we're up against, folks. I know there's so many other things out there that you feel is worthy of talking about. That's the battle at hand. That's what we're up against. They have the money. They have power. Okay. They are organized, and they're going after our lawmakers. They're going after businesses. Okay. You have to stand strong right now. Make the call today. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Look at this right here. Number 14. Rocket attack on Iraqi base hosting U.S. forces. Hosting U.S. forces. Hosting them. Well, thank you that we're hosting U.S. forces at this Iraqi base that we built. We built, paid for with our money and our kids' blood, and we're hosting U.S. forces. Rocket attack. Wonder what Joe will do now. Wonder how far gas will go. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
We're back, folks. I am BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. We've got to run through. I apologize. I do need to go at 10 again this morning. I have some stories that I'm working on down at the Capitol this morning that I want to take care of. So we're gonna probably be right around 10. We're out of here today. Some days I'm staying to 11. I feel like I'm not keeping my word, but trying to work on during this week some busy stories. It's a busy week trying to work on some stories. Anyhow, we're going to run through some things quickly. Folks, hold on just a minute. I'm going to answer this. Coach, can I call you right back after 10? I'm in the middle of something. I'll text you. All right, thanks, Coach. Bye. I wanted you to hear I've got something to take care of. So I'm going to call right back after 10. Got to do that. Had to take Coach's call. So anyhow, you have rights. You have privileges. You fight for your rights. They should not ever be taken from you. Your privileges you can lose. Voting is a privilege that you could lose your voting privilege, okay? There's rules to voting, no matter whether you like it or not. So Stacey Abrams, your Voting Rights Act, your rights, there's rights and there's privileges. So when there's something that you can have taking away, then that's actually a privilege, okay? So that being said, I want to run into, I want to put this up, leave this on the screen for just a minute so people can see it Can you try to make this, I know 57, can you make it large enough where people can see it? I know it's pretty faint. But there's a Casey Carpenter. He's at number 57. I'm sorry, Emily. Number 57. Can you enlarge it a little bit? Thanks, Emily. Well, heck, that's good. Leave it there for a second, okay? And as you can notice, there's a strike through you. State Representative in Georgia, Casey Carpenter, a Republican over in Whitfield County, Georgia, continues his hard work for you today at 1 o'clock, HB 120 on the agenda. Okay, these are the representatives on the screen. There's a committee hearing today at 1. HB 120. We want them to vote no. We want you to call and say, vote no on HB 120. I'll leave the full screen up just a minute while I'm talking there. Leave it up again, Emily, just a little longer on the numbers, okay? Let me explain what HB 120 is and Casey Carpenter, which this is definitely a rhino that has to go. He wants to, all right? Now, for all of you out there that you work so hard, okay? We're not mean, we're not evil, but you worked so hard, you worked your whole life to put your kids through college. And your little Billy or little Judy came in and said, hey, I want to go to this college here. And you and your wife, okay, back in the old days where it was a husband and wife, whatever you're doing now, okay, but you and your wife got together and you set little Billy and Judy down and you said, you can't go there because you live in Georgia and you got to go to Georgia because we have put away, let's just say, that $18,000, but we don't have that $52,000 for out-of-state tuition. You worked your whole, all right, little Billy. And if you, little Billy and little Judy, if they really wanted to go to that college, you paid. How many of you out there paid out-of-state tuition? Or you kept your kids in-state, okay, so you can take advantage of in-state tuition, which they're all too high now anyway, right? Well, what good would out-of-state tuition be any longer if HB 120 passes? What does that mean? Casey Carpenter wants to give illegals that live in Georgia in-state tuition. That's right. So if you have illegals, they're not legal, they're not citizens, they're not legal, and they are in our public school, and they graduate from our public school in Georgia, Casey Carpenter feels they should get in-state tuition rates. That's HB 120. So, real simple. If you're out there and you feel illegals should get in-state tuition rates, call today and say yes. But if you think, no, I'm not going to pay my tax, no. If you're here illegally and you're going to our public schools and you graduate, you want to go to college, you have to pay out-of-state tuition, period. He wants them eligible for in-state tuition, HB 120. Call these lawmakers today and say, vote no. There they are on the screen. Vote no on HB 120. Now come back to me. All right. So we're going rapid, but we're going to do a couple quick ones really here. Let me say this. The other day, Joe Biden did a little carpet bombing over in Syria for Iranian a response to the Iranians, right? Joe the Tough Biden. Number 16, ballistic missiles hit. Number 16, ballistic missiles hit base in Iraq. Okay? Hit the base there in Iraq. And give us number 14. Okay? Now, they're reporting no casualties, no deaths. But I want you to look at number 3 here. This is from the Daily Mail. Here's number 3 from the attack. Okay, number 3. Civilian contractor dies as rockets slam into U.S. air base in Iraq days after Joe Biden's first air attack killed 22 in attack on Iranian-backed militants, okay? The person that died, military officials said a contractor died of a heart attack. An independent contractor died of a heart attack during this airstrike, okay, from Iran. Now, I just want to say something. The media is reporting no casualties, okay? No casualties. But this independent contractor died because if they report a casualty during this strike and they count the heart attack as a death, okay? You see, if you have a heart attack, but you did have COVID, you died of COVID, not a heart attack. COVID killed you, right? If you were in the Capitol or around the Capitol and you had a stroke, okay, during the insurrection on January 6th, then you were killed during the raid on the Capitol on January 6th. But if you had a heart attack during this airstrike, a contractor, we can't really say that there was a casualty. Just keep that in mind, okay? Don't you love the way the media runs cover for these pieces of garbage? Now let's run through some things quickly. Continuing on, give me number 12. Texas said they're open. Mississippi said they're open. And what does that mean? Reversing the gains. Reversing the gains. Yes, they're upset with Texas and Mississippi. Reversing the gains, okay? Number 13, Senate prepared to take up the rescue plan. We need to spend some more time on the rescue plan. Number 15, Texas, Mississippi lifting mask mandates despite CDC warnings. Open for business, okay? Number 17, Biden wants all teachers vaccinated by the end of March. Essential. I'm very sorry about this. It's actually, it's not a cold, it's allergies with the sun coming out and some things coming out. It's allergies. I've taken allergy medication. I'm sorry. I apologize for the sniffles on the air. Number 20, they were going nuts this morning. Texas Governor Abbott, it's time to open Texas, 100%. Yes. Number 21, go to card just a second. Card. Go to my card. Don't go anywhere, just my. Maybe that'll get me through. Number 21, FBI Director Chris Wray testifies before Congress on deadly Capitol raid. Okay. Number 22, that's all they're talking about this morning. Not Stacey Abrams and disenfranchised. They're talking about that, but they don't want us to talk about what's going on. Number 23, Governor Abbott lifts statewide mask order, opens Texas 100%. Bypass that. Number 27, FBI Director says domestic terrorism metastasizing throughout U.S. as cases soar. Metastasizing is growing. Remember, first of all, the Constitution has this little problem with mentioning militias, okay? So the FBI is trying to deal with that. But remember, the coronavirus is metastasizing, right? Evolving, changing every time you turn. So Christopher Wray, FBI wants you to know that January 6th was not when it started. And they're going to focus on it. FBI is going to go with the DOJ as soon as they can get Garland confirmed. Get ready. That will be stories that we will cover here and work on thoroughly. Okay. CNN also here, number 33, reversing the gains. They're all upset over Texas and Mississippi. Number 36, near a tandem. Now, here's the interesting thing. Did they know? You know, I tell you what, you can kill grandma in a nursing home. Any state. Gavin Newsom, okay, Governor Whitmer up in Michigan, Tom Wolf in Pennsylvania, Andrew Cuomo in New York. You can kill grandma in a nursing home. You can cover up death. Yes. Okay. But don't you send out an angry tweet. Here's what I want to make sure is clear. If you think Neera Tandem's angry tweet, nasty tweet towards progressives is the reason, every administration sends one, if not one, two, but one they generally have to pull. Okay, go look it up. It's not uncommon. You send somebody up and you're going to pull them. Now, Biden, the deep state, Obama, they all knew, okay? The Center for, what's the name of the center she was affiliated with? And that is with Podesta, okay? Yes, Podesta. All of these lowlifes, they knew when they sent her up to be confirmed for OMB director, okay? You want us to believe that nasty tweets killed this. I have the utmost respect for her record and accomplishment, her experience, and her counsel, and I look forward to having her serve in a role in my administration. She will bring valuable perspective and insight to our work. They have just moved her out into the White House. She will still be the underlying OMB director. The OMB director will work for her. She is going into the White House into a role that doesn't require confirmation. Period. You think an ugly tweet got her out? No. Now she's going into the White House. People will say, oh, we got her out. No. Nothing's happened. You need to understand, nothing with Neera, whatever her name is, nothing. Number 38, the Washington Post, White House withdraws Neera Tandon's nomination. Nothing's happened to her. Nothing. She's in his administration. Obama did not. If you think Obama's White House here, if you think Barack Hussein Obama's third term, his White House, lost a nomination, oh, hell no, that didn't happen. Number 37, Michigan loosens, number 37, loosens virus limits for businesses and nursing homes. Oh, hell, you shut them all down. You shut all the businesses down. You killed all the businesses you could. You've hurt the kids in the schools, and you killed all the people in the nursing home you could. Guess what? There you go. Give a shout out to Mississippi, number 39. In Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves, is that his name? Reeves says masks will no longer be mandatory, just encouraged. Number 41, this is a joke, okay? President Biden urged states to designate in-person learning as essential services. This is a bumbling, stumbling idiot, and I'm sorry to be so cold. Let me tell you something, okay? I wonder how Jill and the entire staff feel. Now, my dog is 15 years old. And my dog has dementia. I've had my dog since 6 weeks old. 15 years old. Dementia. My dog walks the floor all night long, barks at things that don't exist. And you know, and it keeps me up all night. But you know what? I'm going to keep my dog until the very end. And I'm sorry to put equal value, but Joe, they have to. I mean, Jill's got to have a bell around this guy's neck. His dementia, wandering the floor, they have to keep an eye on him. They point him to a podium. They give him things to say. And I feel for Jill at night, having to keep up with this guy, up probably walking the floor at night. I mean, what happens when they find him in a corner just talking to the corner? Anyhow, I know that sounds mean, but this guy's bumbling, stumbling bozo. Number 42, Joe Biden urges states to vaccinate teachers, school staff this month. Every single thing that is positive on the COVID, Joe Biden has done this. No, he hasn't. He had to keep it moving. You understand the War Acts, the War Power Act, or whatever it is. I forget which it is. Donald Trump put that in place. Remember when he was making ventilators as fast as he can, right? War Powers Act, right? They act like Joe's done something great. He enacted the war. No, he didn't. He has to keep it going. When Trump leaves, his is void. It's void. The new guy has to put it in place. They act like Trump didn't do something and Joe came along. No, he didn't. Vaccinate teachers, all the vaccines, everything is in place and ready to go. And every positive you feel is out there is because of the Donald J. Trump administration putting everything in place, even the logistics that they claim failed. Number 43, Merrick to help make Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine as rivals team up to help Biden accelerate shots. No, they're not teaming up to help Biden accelerate jack crap. No, they're not. I mean, they're getting paid. Under the War Powers Act, they're getting paid. Number 44, Biden vows enough vaccine for all U.S. adults by the end of May. Who couldn't come out to a podium and say that? He's done nothing. 45, any new information on January 6th intelligence failures? Any new information? Huh? Number 46, could progress on pandemic stall? Could it stall? Number 47, states easing virus restrictions despite experts warning. Interesting. And number 48, who will be Biden's next budget pick? Who will be? I will tell you this, whoever it is will sail through confirmation. Whoever it is will work for Neera Tanden. Whoever it is, do not think that Barack Hussein Obama lost one of his cabinet members. Didn't happen. She goes right into the West Wing, right in there, a non-confirmation position, okay? Non-confirmation position. So let me end this as I always do. I like to do this. I like to end this. If you think this is silly, it's not. Believe it or not, sometimes you have to have a comment because whether they want to admit it or not, Democrats are out scratching their head on number 52. They're out scratching their head saying, wait a minute, I think we're okay with Cat in the Hat. They are. Democrats are like, we're okay with Cat in the Hat. We're not getting this. This one we don't quite understand. Okay? So remember, believe it or not, the simplest argument sometimes may give you more, you may get more distance out of the simplest argument and find common ground in things that you never thought of. The Cat in the Hat, okay? Because remember, not okay. Number 51, not okay for children. Number 51, okay for children. Man who thinks he's a woman. Pediatrician. Number 50, okay for children. Man who thinks he's a woman a former school teacher. 51, back to 51. Man who thinks he's a woman. Okay for children. Number 52. Not okay for children. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Believe it or not, the simplest argument may be, or the simplest thing in common with that you can reach across the aisle, if those people that like reaching across the aisle, finding common ground, this could be it. Believe it or not. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Take it easy. I'm going to take another allergy pill. We'll be back.